Good morning, happy Saturday, and welcome back to Keuka Lake, folks. Just gonna set this down right here. I gotta be careful. I'm right at the edge of the dock. I'm gonna fall backwards. Yeah, see, like, look at that. That's how close I am to the edge. I could quite literally like fall over, and that would not be good. So yeah, welcome. Let me shift your legs a little bit there, so you can see a little bit more of the surroundings. You know. Plus, I figured this is a lot better than simply staring at, an otherwise, wall with a portrait behind me. And I know it does seem rather a bit unusual that I'm out here, and for all intents and purposes, I'm pretty sure it's below 50 right now. And with it being cloudy, that doesn't really help either. But full stop, this weather is my jam. I love Keuka Lake any time of year. And when I'm up here, this is some of my favorite weather ever. I'm not kidding, it really is. Because that's why. The sound of nature. It's peaceful up here. See, fun fact, and this, I can't really speak for all the other Finger Lakes. I'm sure it probably works that way, but at least when it comes to Keuka Lake, nobody wants to come up here when the weather is, for all intents and purposes, not the greatest. They want to come up here when it's, warm and sunny and, clear blue skies. Which, don't get me wrong, I like that too. I really do like that too. And whenever we get that weather up here, it's wonderful. But there really is something to be said about how tranquil it is when, it's really quiet up here. You got a lot of some blue, some green, some white and gray. Like, I love this combination of colors. Like, this is right up my alley. It is. Which is rather odd considering how many people know how, happy and optimistic I am. But it is. I guess you could say I'm a little bit sadistic that way. Actually, it's not sadistic. I shouldn't say that. But it's just nice. I really could, seriously, I'm feeling so good right now. I really could just have this entire video just be me sitting in front of the camera and you guys, staring at what's behind me and just listening to the sound of nature. And that would be it. But, come on, I think at this point, you guys watch me to, have a little bit more substance than that. So, with that said, once again, happy Saturday, folks. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. My low, well, I know I said I do enjoy it when, it's like this, but yeah, I'd be lying if I said that the cold wasn't a little bit annoying. So, I'll just say the fact that it's cold up here. Of course, my high is I made it up here. I said this is my home away from home, and I love being up here. And my act of kindness, I actually did quite a bit. I took out a good chunk of the furniture that we have up here and brought out to the back patio and, the dock and stuff. By the way, I'm sure some of you were expecting me to jump into the water. If you saw my short yesterday, I can at least show this off. Hold on. Like, that's the ladder right there. And we put the ladder right in there. And I don't know how to do that. I need to get my old man to teach me how to do that so I could do the ladder myself. Actually, can I lift the ladder? Let me see. I can sort of lift it, but yeah, I don't want to mess with something that I don't know how it works. So, yeah, I'll just simply, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, these chairs aren't necessarily the cleanest, but at least they're out and about and getting. Hopefully, if it rains today, it'll probably clean off the chairs a little bit. That'd be pretty cool. Actually, if it rains, Claudia Hoyser might cancel the Swits, which reminds me. In terms of what I did last night after I got up here, I got myself some dinner at the Keuka restaurant, owned by the very same people that own both the Swits and Wise Guys up here at Keuka Lake. Seriously, like, that's probably the first, that was probably the first prime rib I've had in months. Like, months. Like, I think it might have been like, no, I guess technically my mom did make it for Easter, I guess. But, I mean, come on, with that you gotta share. Like, this is, like, I need a good portion of steak for me. I mean, listen, I'm a man, you know. I'm a grown man. I will always firmly believe that a good steak will trump just about anything, and that was, actually, everything at the Keuka restaurant was good. The French onion soup is great. The salad I got was wonderful. I forgot to take a photo of that last night. The onion rings I got were nice. And the only thing I wish I got, though, because they gave me a bread, and sometimes they have a roasted garlic to go with the bread, but they ran out of roasted garlic. Oh, well. Not the end of the world. It was still a wonderful dinner anyway, and, you know, I'll definitely go back at some point. Actually, there's a bunch of places I gotta go back to. Holy cow. I mean, I just mentioned the Swits. I'm going to be going there later today to see Claudia Hoyser perform, but more on that in a second. After I got myself some dinner, I needed to go to Seneca Farms last night to get myself some ice cream. If you guys don't know, Seneca Farms is legendary in this area. I mean, at one point, they actually were given the title of the best place to get fried chicken in America. Like, and maybe someday I will get fried chicken there. Problem is, Seneca Farms' is greatest strength, it's also its greatest weakness, because not only is it known for fried chicken, it's also known for really great ice cream, and that's why I go to Seneca Farms. Like, as much as I do want to try the fried chicken, I also know that there's a lot of other places I could go get myself a bite to eat, and I could still go to Seneca Farms for ice cream afterwards. But rest assured, if you go to Seneca Farms, well, to give you just a brief idea of how good Seneca Farms is, the vast majority of times I've ever even driven by it or seen it from afar, there's either been a line out the door, and if there wasn't a line out the door, there was standing room only. Last night wasn't too bad. I mean, there was still a bit of a line, but it wasn't like completely out the door. And, you know, I was able to get in, I think I was probably inside the building for maybe 10-15 minutes altogether. But, man, was it worth the wait going back to Seneca Farms. Oh my God. Love Seneca Farms, man. Like, their ice cream is legendary. Speaking of ice cream, their best sundae there, hands down, is their corn fritter sundae. Like, hot corn fritters, like a maple walnut sauce they put on it, whipped cream and a cherry, and for my ice cream, because I got 3 scoops, 1 of each flavor. Now, the first scoop I got was self-care caramel, which I'm a caramel guy. It's really good caramel ice cream with those caramel cup truffle things, which, I mean, listen, if you like caramel, you owe yourself to have at least a sample of it. The second scoop I got was their flavor of the week, which was Brenda's Gone Bananas, which had like pieces of banana and Nilla wafer. Basically, it was like, imagine that you took like a really good banana pudding, and instead of like using that custard to keep it as a pudding, you make it into ice cream. That was really good. But the flavor I was most interested in trying was a flavor called Holy Cannoli. And let me tell you, holy cannoli, that was some good holy cannoli. Obviously, as the name suggests, it was cannoli ice cream. It had bits of the cannoli shell thing in there. There was sort of a mascarpone flavor taste to the ice cream. Oh, so good. And remember, this is a corn fritter sundae, and the corn fritters are nice and hot, so the hot corn fritters are melting the ice cream a little bit. Oh my God. Like, seriously, I am surprised I didn't spill a single bit of it on me. I really thought I was going to spill on me, but I didn't. And, yeah, it was just great. So, yeah, that was my first night up here. And this is my first video up here. First of, honestly, I shouldn't say last 2 years. I didn't really think about having this as a goal until after 2023. But the most amount of days in terms of making videos I've had up here is 39. Just barely missing. It would have been 40, but in 2023, on the very last day I could have made a video up here, there was a bit of a COVID scare in my family. So I had to, thankfully my mom, my dad, nor my nephews had COVID. So that was good. Therefore, I didn't get COVID either. But, better safe than sorry. Last year in 2024, I got 38 days. And honestly, when I look back on it, that was the one giant flaw with going to Colorado last year. Because those are 2 days that I was in Colorado I could have made lake videos on, and I would have made it to 40 then. That just happens, though. Actually, come to think of it, technically maybe 3 days. Because it was that Monday we came home. So, yeah, I would have been 41. Crazy, right? But on a serious note, Colorado was wonderful last year. I wouldn't change that for anything. But it's hard for me to really say how things are going to play out this year in terms of trying to get to that big 4-0. Because one of the reasons why we had to close like a week earlier than we did the year before was because, for starters, it was time. The weather really was starting to get kind of cold, and people have to get to their normal routine that they do when summer's over, and it was time. I was still satisfied with everything that went on last summer, and I wouldn't change that for anything, as I said earlier. But also, I kind of need internet in order to be able to upload the video for it, and literally on the very last day I was up here, if you recall, I had literally just come back from my 15-year reunion at Trinity Pauling. And we had no internet then. Seriously, I think the video finally got uploaded at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's how long this was. With that said, it's going to depend on how long that my family wants to stay up here, how long we'll have internet for, but most importantly, and arguably, I don't know if I should say this, but at some point my parents want to tear the cottage down. Not permanently, just to rebuild, because they want to retire and live up here year-round. Which I'm totally all for. And technically that would make for more Keuka Lake videos in a year if that happened. I would have to do a lot of planning ahead of time. Not to mention, to drive up here after, I don't know, I'd have to play that by ear. But that is technically potential for more Keuka Lake videos throughout the year. It doesn't just have to be, Memorial Day to very late September, early October. I could probably do a video Serious, I could probably do a video out here on like Christmas Day. Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, I don't really know if I'd be able to do that, but theoretically I could. If, you know, my parents decide to tear down and well, here's the thing. If that were to happen, it would have to be after this summer, because there's no way you could tear down and build a cottage in, you know, from October to December, unless you had really good people working really, really fast. So, yeah. A lot of things are going to have to be played by ear. But you know what? I don't want to worry about that now. I'm here. This is my wheelhouse. This weather is my jam. You know, this is awesome. And again, first Keuka Lake video of 2025. I mean, now that I think about it, for sure I could give you 30 lake videos this year. For sure I know I can do 30, which is good. That's quite literally an entire month. That's pretty good. Of course, if I did 36, that'd be 1/10 of the year pretty much. So that's actually one thing I'll give myself credit for. 39 days in 2023 and 38 days in 2024. That's more than 10% of the year. You know, that's a pretty good amount. It's more than a month. So, yeah, we'll have to see. But I think it's doable. 30, for sure 30 is doable. For sure 33 is going to be doable. And for now, for sure, I'll say 36 is very doable. It'll take a lot of time and planning, and if we do close even earlier this year, it's going to be because my parents do want to go through with it. They're going to go through with it no matter what, but when do they want to start is the problem. So, let's wait and see. But it wouldn't be a Keuka Lake video unless I ended the video doing this. Just taking a second to listen to nature. Gosh, I love it up here. I hope you like this video. Remember to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble to make this video for all of you guys to watch. Enjoy for today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Saturday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk, I'm always going to be here to lend you know. Always here back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.